Alright, how's everyone doing? It's your boy, This. Doing a commentated run of All Challenges Classic, because, post-coms are the way of the future, I just don't want to amend my guide, because it's kind of a pain to rewrite them after, how much effort goes into them, and then having to do, a huge restructuring. Kind of annoying. Anyway, we're just mashing our way through all the DLC that we've paid for when we needed it, and now most of it's just a burden. Because, we needed 20 pieces of DLC to mash through, and now I've got 28 to mash through, on top of all the stages and such that the characters offer, so, a lot of going on. So, anyway, can get into games and more, into the classic mode menu really quickly. All you need to do is just hold up on the analog stick, and then as soon as the menu comes up, just rotate it around to the right, and then the cursor will automatically just track the games and more, rather than just going to the bonus stuff or whatever it's called. So yeah, the biggest change since my last guide is we've now got Byleth, and Byleth is actually super useful. So before we would go through Link's unlock tree to unlock Snake, and then run Snake's thing, try to get a 5.0, blah blah blah. Bad for consistency's sake, it's pretty easy to get the Snake achievement, but if you die you have to start that entire thing all over again. And that isn't very fun. So, Byleth gives us the opportunity to get the, take out 20 Fire Emblem characters, challenge beaten. So, Byleth has 12 Fire Emblem characters in their run. That sounds right to me. I think it's 12. So, we need to run them a little over one time, but the time that we save, we no longer have to run a King K. Rool 0.0, we don't have to unlock Snake after doing Simon, we don't have to, do Snake's run, and what it means with us not having to do, King K. Rool 0.0 and not having to do Snake's run is that we don't have to sit through the credit sequence, because the credit sequence costs 40 seconds, and we've cut 2 of them out, so that's just a minute 20 just gone, just through doing Byleth alone. And doing Byleth not entirely all the way through is kind of quick. Byleth does have a pretty quick classic mode. Especially if you just, ignore the hands. So, it's not as quick as King K. Rool, and not as quick as, good old what's-his-face, Snake. Because, Snake and K. Rool have really quick classic modes, but the time that we save is, very much worth it. It's, 3 minutes of time save. Just from cutting those out and adding Byleth. So yeah, Byleth being in this run is super helpful. So yeah, you may be looking at my splits and thinking, wow, the run's structured really differently. The main reason why we're doing DK, Pikachu, and Kirby isn't for time save, it's actually cost time. But I kept losing runs to having really bad Donkey Kongs and really bad Pikachus. And Kirby is a mixed bag because Marx is one hell of a boss. And having them at the end really hurt my spirit to lose the runs. So I've just restructured it for my own sanity purpose. Because I just really wanted to get the sub 35 after coming so close and just losing it all in the last split. Just F-tilt Marth against a wall. It's very funny. So, where was I? Oh yeah, the run structuring. Yeah, so I've just like restructured it for that reason. The reason why it loses time is because doing Kirby first prior to Link 2, it means that when we get to doing Donkey Kong before Link 2, like Donkey Kong Byleth before Link 2, it means that when we do get to Link 2, we end up having to take a trip to the challenge board, which otherwise we wouldn't have to be doing. Because, like, you can route it out so that way you don't get the 10th spirit on Link 2, like you get it on Link 1. And, like, so that challenge, like, you don't have to go to challenge board for that challenge. But I wasn't routing it out like that anyway, because, I didn't really put that amount of thought into it until, like, after I started restructuring it. So it doesn't really save time. It doesn't really lose time compared to what I was doing before, but compared to an optimal route, it does lose time. Yeah. So, Byleth, right, the route that we're doing with Byleth, so we go all the way to the Master Hand and Crazy Hand fight, because that gives us the team fight under our belt, and, like, we need, I think, 10 of those? I think. Because it's, like, 6 on Donkey Kong, and 2. Oh, maybe it's 8. It's definitely 8. Because we need 8 team fights. We get 2 of them from the Link run. We get 2 of them from Link's runs, and then we get 5 of them from Donkey Kong here, and then we get 1 from Byleth. The reason why we get the 1 from Byleth, even though the load times are super slow, is because we need to take out the 3 Byleths at the end of, like, Byleth's run. I'm saying Byleth so much, it's just lost all meaning. But, like, we have to take those 3 guys out. And so, if we just SD on the bonus stage and then suffer the load times, we can kill ourselves really quickly on the Master Hand, Crazy Hand fight. And, like, the amount of time that ends up losing for us, like, going through that, is compensated by the fact that we don't have to fight Mario and Luigi, we don't have to go through the bonus stage, and we don't have to SD on Master Hand for Donkey Kong's thing. So that's why we do that with Byleth. And then, like, we end up being 8 characters short of, like, beating the run. Yeah, 8 characters short of, like, getting the Fire Emblem, like, KO20 Fire Emblem characters done. So we end up just going back through and going up to KOing 1 Corrin. And, yeah. So that's what we do with Byleth. We're on to Donkey Kong now. We're nearly done with Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong hasn't changed any, really. Like, you just grab him, cargo throw, jump to the blast zone, chuck him. I failed to throw with Captain Falcon, but that's because, like, if I left it, then I probably would have ended up dying. So I just, like, threw him out, hoped for the best, expected the worst. Worst happened. It's whatever. So now we we get to Mario and Luigi, and yeah, we just SD here, and it's nice because that split is really, really difficult for whatever reason. Like, with this new update, the lower level AIs are something else. Like, they start spamming aerials, they start teching, they DI a lot more. It's really dumb. Anyway, so now we're on to Pikachu. Just up smash, claws. Very surprised that Ivysaur didn't tech that. I know it's like the 0.0 AI, but, like, I don't think you understand how much smarter the AI has gotten all around. Like, it's kind of unfair in a way, because, like, the dumb AI really isn't being dumb. But yeah, So yeah, Pikachu hasn't really changed much. It's a tiny change, but it's kind of minuscule. So you do the same thing, like KO Pichu's, get to Lucario and just like quit out. And then you go back to do the Jigglypuffs again. But instead of like KOing all but one, you KO all of them, and then you just quit out on the Pichus. Like, we do that because, like, we've dropped the King K rule run, and so that means that we get one less Charizard KO, and so we're one Pokemon KO short of beating that challenge. So we have to KO the last Jigglypuff. Before I was doing it so that way you KO, like, all the Jigglypuffs, and you go to Pichu and you beat one of them, and then you go back and you do the exact same thing again. But that's really dumb because Pichu, like, to KO both the Pichus takes the exact same amount of time as to KO one of them. And, like, the time lost to loads, like having to do one extra, like, map load and thing, it really doesn't matter. Like, since you're halving the amount of time that you spent KOing Pichus, you end up, like, coming out ahead. So, yeah, it was a silly choice that I made, and I'm glad that I decided to take it back. So anyway, we're done with Pikachu now. That was a really good Pikachu split, like, really good. The Jigglypuffs just fell into place. And, like, nothing went awry, so really glad I managed to get the run against that. Kirby is exactly the same. Yeah. Not much to say about Kirby, to be honest. Like, yeah, we just dash attack and then hammer or smash attack, depending on the situation. Yeah. So on Giant Yoshi there, if you don't jump, he'll just, like, run away. And, like, you'll whiff the hammer. But if you jump, he can't really move out of the way, and, like, he doesn't end up landing on the hill again. So the hammer just kills him. Donkey Kong is easy as ever. Wario goes a bit weird. For some reason he just decides to get on the bike. And I don't react to it accordingly. Mainly because if I did, he'd just end up on the platform, and so that would have been pretty bad. So just dash attack in there, and like try and roll through him. Didn't put my inputs in right, and just smash attack there, because he'll always try to land basically at the starting positions. The low level AI just do that. Like, if they're going to land on the stage, they're not going to land at the ledge, they're going to land where characters spawn in. Hit K. Rool in the toenails, and we Gucci. DDD goes poorly, mainly because I'm too focused on eating food, and so I don't really like try to come after him. And I tried to smash attack there, even though I really shouldn't have, because like he would have grabbed the ledge there every time. I should have just like stood there with the hammer charged up. And I'm still just trying to commit to my decision to charge a smash attack. Thankfully he lands on the mushroom, because otherwise that would have gotten me and that would have cost so much time. But thankfully he lands on it and he doesn't run away immediately, and I can just get smash attack. Oh yeah, so another thing is I've tested it out. Like, before I claimed that it was only Byleth that costed a second when you run the alternate skins. In this patch, everyone loses a second if you run with a skin that isn't their main one. Pokemon Trainer, like, Pokemon Trainer before was the only character that lost time, lost like 8 seconds if you picked anything that wasn't the default. But yeah, now every character loses a second. That wasn't the case before. I tested like 30 different characters, and now I've tested like 12 in this patch. And yeah, all of them lose a second at least. The reason why I say at least is because Pokemon Trainer is just as bad as ever. But like these were characters that I tested prior to the patch, and yeah, now all of them lose time. It's great. So that's why I'm not running. That's why I'm running with default skins on every character. Like normally, I just like to make the purple Donkey Kong or the Pikachu Libre or Dark Kirby, or like Skin 8 Simon, like the black colored Simon, and like the white King K. Rool. So yeah, unfortunately, running different skins is very slow. Very in quotation marks. Like, it's suboptimal. And if you're looking to optimize runs, don't pick a skin. At least in this patch. So yeah, now we're on to Link. Link initially was giving me the most trouble. So I have practiced Link so hard, man. Like, you have no idea how much effort I've put into making sure Link's consistent. Yeah, like F Smash Dark Pit there. Typically not on the tipper, because if he is on the tipper, then you lose positioning. You just launch him with the tip and the little toenail that shoots out when you're at 0%. That just launches him off the screen, and so the second party smash attack doesn't follow up. So Bayo can be really annoying, but if you just down throw her and just F smash, release it when she lands, kills her every time. Works a treat for Bayo, and it actually works so well for Dark Samus that it's actually faster than anything that we're doing before. Like, not only is it more consistent, but like, if you actually get the grab initially, it saves like half a second as opposed to like launching it towards the blast zone and then following up. It's like way easier, and like it's a way more consistent strat, and it's also faster. Ganondorf is being a jerk. Just like keeps throwing out side Bs. Kind of annoying. Yeah, they just attack a little bit faster in this patch, and it's kind of super dumb. Yeah, ended up getting lucky with Dark Link there. They went for a grab and then dropped shield after he whiffed it. Because normally they just like hold shield and just roll behind you, but I got lucky there. Ganon fights, I think they went well. I don't remember. I know, it's nothing worth talking about. I know he charged immediately. But it's fine, because Ganon, like, that's the only point of variance, really. That and the spin attack, but, you know, is what it is. Yeah. And you wait for him to charge the laser, so that way you can get 2 hits on the down air, and then just like tilt to finish him off. Yeah. So, I have been opting to do the credits just after Link, because, you know, that's just like, it was the first one that we got to the credits before, like, before adding Kirby to the mix. But, you know, I just forgot, and it was about here that I realized, I should have done the credits. Oops. But it's okay. So now we get to unlock King K. Rool. Doesn't go as great, spoiler alert, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, tap jump screwed me because I reckon that up B could have killed him with it. But thankfully the F smash can take him out with that. So yeah, there's a 1:14 time save just purely because I didn't do the credits. So, you know, Captain Genius here. So I get to do Link again. The reason why we do Link again as opposed to K. Rool again. Also, Pit decided to stay in the corner, so I can KO him. If he didn't hit me, then that absolutely would have KO'd him, because like the little tornado would have added just enough extra chip to like the second hit to guarantee take him out. Really fast Ridley there, against my expectations. Bayonetta. I down throw here again for some reason. I really should have just like, because there's enough time between her smash, her down smash, and like when she'd move again for me to just like go for an F smash and just take her out real quick. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah, Dark Samus. And yeah, 455-45. That's faster than that's faster than just like dash attack into dash attack to kill her. For some reason this dash attack doesn't KO Ganon. That's super annoying. I'm salty about that. And then Dark Link here I think goes okay. I think I whiff a forward air, but yeah, with the forward air, cop that back throw, and then just that mash pick him up with the second hit of the S smash, which whatever, first hit should have hit him, but you know, I'm not a smashologist, man. And yeah, so Ganon's free. Now kind of just onto King K. Rool, basically, and like just hoping that we don't mess it up. Oh yeah, well, no, we've got to do the credits as well. It's cool, so we have even more downtime than I anticipated. And up smash, and then he stands there and he goes to fire his laser. We wait a bit, and then we down air twice, and then we hit him with the up air, and that takes him out for a nice 438.86. That's as good as it gets, really. Like, I think that was a perfect Ganon, because, like, his RNG didn't mess me around. He just, like, kind of jumped into place, and he didn't do the repositioning himself jump. He just, like, jumped into place and started shooting his laser, so, yeah. So, yeah, we forgot to do the thing again. Yeah. Pressing start just to like fast forward through the periods where there's nothing for us to shoot. My controller evidently doesn't like that, and I end up skipping a lot. Yeah, so just shooting stuff till we get to 1.4 million. Piece of cake, really. I honestly have no idea what gives more points, if it's like the ships or the names, but you know, I focus the ships, and yeah, see, I skip a bunch there. But yeah, just focus the ships mainly, because you know, they can be really annoying if you don't. Yeah, go for the big balls, because that just takes out a lot of stuff, and like, you get points for blowing up the balls anyway, so no real use on targeting anything that's not them. So yeah, we've messed up the like whole start skip thing twice, but we're still going for it again, because you know, that's the kind of guy I am. Yeah. So honestly, like, this run still isn't boring for me. Like, I still very much enjoy doing it. It's going for, like, beating my time that's taking it out of me. Because, honestly, it's, like, not to toot my own horn, but, like, I'm doing alright with my times, eh? 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, so now we're on to King K. Rool. Didn't press X there in time and messed that up. But it's okay. King K. Rool. Yeah. Rest in peace, running Big Chungus, King K. Rool for optimal times. But, I'm not gonna let optimization stop me. Charizard acted weird. And then behaved. Yeah. Like, you lose a second to load times. And it's really silly, because, like, the first 2 splits of every character they have tested, the first 2 splits, you don't lose a thing. And then you start losing a lot of time for some reason. Like, you lose, like, 20 frames a split after every one. Because, like, it's not exactly 1 second that you lose. You lose a little more than a second. But, you know. Good DDD. He just decides to stay on the floor, but then he tech rolls into the blast zone, so... Can't really be too upset with how things went. You know, all that considered. Ridley... God, Ridley is such a pain. Oh my god. Like... I don't do live comms with stuff, because I get very passionate, and I get very upset when things don't go my way. But, like, I don't think anyone's really heard how much I hate fighting Ridley as K. Rool. Because, like, everyone else, you just sit in the shield until, like, they let you just kill them. But Ridley has his side B, and so he just approaches you. And Ganon has the same thing, but he doesn't go for that option as often. I say that, and he's... I think he... Oh no, he just grabs me there. He nearly kills me. Bit spooky, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, there we go, he gets for your side beat there, but he doesn't go for it anywhere near as often as Ridley does. But, yeah, holy crap, that Ganon was spooky. But we made it through, A-okay. And Donkey Kong, he decided to approach, so it just ends up looking sick. I'm so proud of that DK strat. Like, if he doesn't sit there and charge up the Donkey Punch, that works every time. If he does sit there and charge up the Donkey Punch, you've gotta get hit by the up B. Because, like, okay, so I'll catch you up with my train of thought. When he sits at the edge and charges the DK Punch, your crown doesn't connect with him, but he will, like, shield it and, like, then start to approach you. But the problem is, you miss the cycle with the barrel going along at the bottom. So when you down air him, he can get into the barrel. Like, he can up B and get into the barrel and then come back to the stage, and your progress is all for naught. But if you down air him and then you get caught in his up B and you smash DI towards the right hand side of the stage, you'll get in the barrel first. He can't get in the barrel, and then he ends up dying. It's slower because when he up Bs with you in him, it's like it takes up way more time, but, you know, it wins the battle for you, so, you know. And yeah, like, we have to run through the bonus stage as K. Rool, that's why we pick him. I'm still super impressed with how well this routing works out. Like, you need to run King K. Rool. He is the second character, he's the first character that you unlock after doing Link's run. He is also the fastest character, hands down, with a 9.9 time on the board. His record time is 13 seconds faster than the next one. And the next one is Captain Falcon with 2:59. Like, King K. Rool is so quick to 9.9 with, and you need him for the run, and he ends up being super quick to unlock, and, like, the next characters in, like, that line are also really good for the challenge board. So, like, you only end up doing, like, the Link line, and then having to do Kirby because, like, you can't rely on just, like, picking up random recovery items. So that's the only reason why you do something out of that Link line. But yeah, now we get to unlock Simon. I think I spaghettied this quite a bit. Yeah, that. Yeah. I didn't mean to, like, short hop blunderbuss there. I meant to just, like, kill him. Thankfully I got the sour spot with the down air, otherwise I would have sent him across the stage. But now I just get to take him out. And lose 22 seconds to my previous time, but that's okay, because I had a really good King K rule on my previous run anyway, so I expected to lose time there. Ganondorf jerked me around, and I had a pretty bad Simon unlock. But now we do Simon. He is now the last guy in the run. He is also the character that I have the biggest potential to save time on. And, like, that's including Byleth and the fact that I saved 22 seconds. King K rule doesn't die properly, but that's okay. 2 up smashes here just takes him out. Ridley fight, I think, goes well. Yeah, it's perfectly fine. And he doesn't get stuck here. I'm actually surprised with, like, how many up smash KOs do I get? I think I get 4 in this run. And, like, none of them with a star or screen KO. Down tilt there didn't work out too well, but that's okay, because backups work. That's fine. So instead of, like, only taking 4 seconds, we ended up taking 11. But that's okay. We can afford to lose 7 seconds on Simon here. And, like, still get a really good time. The loads on this Kalos stage are ridiculous. Like, that was by far the quickest set of loads that I had, like, since this new patch. And that still took forever. But still, that was a really quick Kalos stage. Like, load times included, that was still very quick. These guys are a mixed bag. Fair takes them out. Up air on Bowser there. Ganon's just out of range. My Fair doesn't connect on him, but instead grabs the ledge. And we eventually F-smash him for victory. Yeah, so basically, like, the rest of this run is pretty free. Yeah. Another really good Richter KO. Go for the down air, but not ballsy enough to go for it before I know that he's going to die first. Wanted a stunt, but... here, for some reason, yeah, my down tilt turned into a down smash. And by for some reason, I know exactly why. I nudged the C-stick a little, and ended up messing that up. But it's okay, because, you know, that's more time saved for later runs, I guess. Dracula gives me the balls, but like that and the fire are equally quick. Yeah, and Cookie Monster. I play a little too safe on him, to be honest. For some reason, my side B wasn't back, even though the cross was very obviously come back to Simon. But that's whatever. And yeah, so side B finishes it off. And now we just gotta wait through the credits to take it out. But yeah, I'm still super happy with, like, this run as a whole. I still think that it's the best long form category, like, in my opinion. Like, Word of Light is, like, the more iconic run, sure. Because, like, when people would think, oh, speedrunning Smash Ultimate, Word of Light. You know, the same way they think speedrunning Brawl, Subspace Emissary. But, like, Word of Light doesn't really change anything up. It's just, like, constantly just fight after 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 fight for, like, 2 hours. Whereas this is the exact same thing, except, like, you're not balancing spirits and whatever, and you're not just... and you're not going out for 2 hours. Like, I don't think it outstays its welcome. Yeah, so we just hammer everything else. And yeah.
I don't know why you decided to beat that one, dick.
That is All Challenges Classic mode. Yeah, in 3406. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing this, like, just trying to stay consistent at it. Like, it's nice to have, like, a no deaths run as being the record. And so I'm just gonna keep at it, and just go for consistency's sake. Like, I want to eventually be able to submit this to a marathon and have it get in, and then, like, you know, be able to actually have a run at the marathon rather than constantly apologizing for not doing things correct. So that's where I'm at with this. So, yeah. Thank you all for watching. I hope my ramblings weren't incoherent. And I hope that I got everything that I wanted across. I think I did. But yeah, so enjoy. I think the biggest thing is I'm still terrible at outros.